Now that your HubSpot integration has been installed, you have to configure the settings that meet your business needs. On the Aircall dashboard, navigate to your HubSpot integration. Ensure that your integration is set to active. While configuring, if you aren't ready to go live yet, you may find it helpful to set the integration to inactive. When the integration is inactive, call logging and other functionality will be paused, but the integration will remain installed. You can push it to active when you are ready to go live and log your calls. On this page, if you didn't connect your numbers during the installation phase, now is the time to do it by simply clicking on Add Numbers. If you need to edit the original numbers connected, click on the 3 vertical dots and select Remove Number. Click on the Settings tab and let's go through each configuration option. For each call, we allow a call activity to be created and allow you to choose the call outcome for that particular call type. The native call outcomes default to the most logical ones upon installation, but you are able to change these by simply clicking on the drop-down arrow and selecting the call outcome of your choosing. While Aircall offers native call outcomes based on the type of call, some use cases may require the use of custom call outcomes in HubSpot. To avoid manually updating your call logs, you can use Aircall tags to map to your custom call outcomes, which will be automatically populated on the call activity based on the relevant tag being used. We will cover this configuration in the optimization section. For Service Hub users, for each call or SMS, we allow for a ticket to be created or updated, which you can manage from the Aircall dashboard. To begin, select the HubSpot ticket pipeline you would like calls and SMS to be logged in. Once a pipeline is selected, you'll be able to choose if you want a new ticket to be created, the existing ticket to be updated, or nothing for each call and SMS type. If you select to create a new ticket or log in an existing ticket, you will also need to select what custom stage of the selected pipeline you would like the ticket created in. Insight cards display real-time contextual information about callers. If the record exists in HubSpot, then Aircall will pull relevant information about that record and display it as your agents receive a call. It will also contain a link that, when clicked, will take you to that specific record in HubSpot. With HubSpot, you can customize these insight cards for the contact object, company object, deal object, and ticket object. This ensures your agents are seeing the properties that are most relevant to your daily operations. You can select up to 5 properties, including standard and custom. We have chosen to make available all fields that are editable for the user, fields that are visible but not editable. If you do not want to use custom insight cards and instead just wish to use the default values for each object, simply select No from the drop-down menu for each object. The default options cover all basic general information about the caller, depending on the object type. In the HubSpot settings section, you control the logging behavior of the integration through 4 different settings. Call and SMS activity should be recorded in HubSpot is the option to log Aircall phone activity at all times, or only during configured business hours. Please note, if you are using smart flows, this setting will not be taken into account, and all call and SMS activity will be logged regardless of business hours configuration. If a number or contact doesn't exist in HubSpot, here you have 2 options related to contact creation. Aircall logs calls against existing contacts if the number is found in the record. If a number is not found, due to it not existing yet, or the phone number not being able to be matched to, then you can either create a new HubSpot contact or do nothing. If you select Do Nothing, the call will still log, but not against a specific contact object. If number or contact exists in HubSpot, is in relation to the contact sync. If the number exists in HubSpot, but is not yet saved in your Aircall app, you can choose to sync it and save in Aircall, or do nothing. When a call is not matched to a HubSpot owner, assign it to. Here you can select a user to assign the call to should it not be assigned to the user who made the call. If you select Nobody, the call will still log, but be displayed as unassigned. If you select a user, then it will be assigned to them. The Task Closing Automation setting allows you to configure a rule to automatically close HubSpot tasks depending on call outcomes. Please note, only the native call outcomes we saw earlier can be used here. You have the option to close standalone tasks or tasks that are part of a sequence. Select the call outcomes that should trigger tasks to be closed, as well as the criteria that should be used to select which task to close. You can select multiple call outcomes, but you can only select one criteria. The rule will run when there is at least one outcome and one criteria selected. In our optimization section, we will look more in-depthly at configuring this and using it in conjunction with a simple workflow. Conversation intelligence is a feature offered natively by HubSpot, allowing users to listen to, share, and analyze call transcriptions directly in HubSpot. Aircall allows call recordings to be available to be used with HubSpot Conversation Intelligence. This means that people who may not have an Aircall account are able to access call recordings and transcripts directly in HubSpot. This is a purely HubSpot feature, and from the Aircall side, we're simply exposing the recording to be used. In order to enable this share, you must toggle on Yes in the Conversation Intelligence setting. Due to a limitation, the when a call is not matched to a HubSpot owner, assign it to, in the integration settings cannot be set to nobody. Please make sure you have selected a user to be the default owner. Now that you have everything configured, it's time to test. Before you start logging your calls, it's important to make sure that you have your activity feed in HubSpot filtered correctly so the call and SMS logs are visible. In HubSpot, navigate to a contact object and click on Filter Activity. Ensure that Calls is enabled. For those using SMS, select Aircall under Integrations.